Hello and welcome to Tiny Table Talk for The Challenge, Season 36, Double Agents, Episode 13. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Cory predicting the future on Tori and Fessy. We're also going to be looking into the Survive the Night Daily Challenge, along with a breakdown of Nany's first individual elimination win, and of course getting to your comments from my Thursday's review and recap. We got a lot to cover, so let's get to the first topic. So in this episode, we got to see Cory talking to Fessy about his relationship with Gabby within the house, but what's going to happen with Tori once this season is done. And Fessy was trying to play it off like, look, she's got a man, but Cory listed out exactly how things happened in real life a mere months before it actually happened. It's actually quite impressive, I thought, where he was like, hey, I feel as though that Tori and Jordan are going to call it kaputs, and you and Tori could like hang out and hook up and date for a little while and maybe go take a trip to Mexico. And this week I listened to the Challenge official podcast where Tori was like, look, Cory got it pretty much on the head to a certain degree of accuracy. Yes, we called it quits, me and Jordan. Yes, me and Fessy started dating, but we are no longer together. We did not go out for a year, and she pretty much put the rumors to bed that her and Fessy are still going out. I kind of say all that to say, hey, good on Cory for predicting the future. Also to say like, hey, this is what was said on the Challenge official podcast if you don't listen to the podcast with Tori and Anissa. And to also mention, did anyone else see the Doordash commercial featuring Tori? I thought this was super weird. I'm watching this commercial, hearing her talk about all the food she buys to help train and crush for the challenge.
Infiltrate with a protein shake. You green. Crushed it.
But then I'm thinking about the elimination that ultimately took her out this season and going, didn't you get like taken out by a rack of balls and a crate that you couldn't flip over? Like, didn't that happen too? I don't know. This commercial was just weird to me. I just thought it was kind of awkward and kind of cringy. If you didn't catch the episode in real time, I don't know if you actually saw the commercial, but it was just really kind of weird for me. I didn't like it, but what did you think about that commercial? Let me know that in the comment section below if you got to see it. So this week's daily challenge was called Survive the Night, and it was actually the cliffhanger that we left off in last episode. We didn't get a full daily challenge at all in the previous episode leading up to this one. So coming into this daily challenge, I was like, I'm ready for this. I'm actually kind of hyped for this daily challenge to ultimately, I think this was just another loophole that the challengers found and kind of exploited so that they didn't have to eat disgusting stuff. I mean, coming into this, they all stand in a warehouse, and TJ medically DQs Nam, making Big T the rogue agent, and I think everybody else was like, okay, so Big T is the rogue agent, and that means it's gonna be a Women's Day this week. And there's only 2 women that don't have a gold skull. There's 1 skull up for grabs. To keep my gold skull safe, or to keep my partner safe that has a gold skull, let's just vote them 2 in against each other. And I think that was everybody's mind. I think even if they didn't get to talk about it as a group, as a house, before the daily challenge even began, it was in the back of everybody's mind, to where Nany in the beginning of this daily challenge was like, I'm gonna be passionate, I'm gonna be focused to do whatever it takes to win to the double agents. But then when it gets to the eating portion, I think something clicked in those 2 hours of just holding that medicine ball, that she was like, look, I think this is gonna be easily persuadable to get myself thrown into the elimination, especially against Gabby. I have a ton of friends in this house. Cam and Leroy are running things. I have the numbers with the big brother. I'm good. And everyone else just didn't really need to do anything. Basically, this daily challenge was for somebody to win so that they wouldn't lose their partner once somebody won the elimination at the end of this episode. And I think this is just another step and another tweak that needs to happen for this gold skull twist to work. But then again, I think the same thing could happen if there's no gold skull twist. I think that the predictability has been to the detriment of this show. Everybody has been able to call out when there's going to be a guys' elimination or a women's elimination. Granted, there was a lot of medical DQs and people leaving the game early, so maybe this isn't all the production's fault, but I just thought that with everyone knowing that it was going to be a Women's Day and that Gabby and Nany were the only two women eligible to be voted in to the elimination to get the gold skull, the last gold skull, it really just watered this down to where this was very underwhelming, at least for me. Maybe it's because we didn't get a daily challenge in the previous episode, and so we had a cliffhanger and we had to wait a whole week for this daily challenge to begin, to where then it was just a blowout, and even the second place team was only on task 4, I believe, and Casey and Leroy were just like way past everybody else. So maybe that's just me getting too hyped within my own head and the cliffhanger mixed in with that. But what did you think about this daily challenge? Were you a little underwhelmed, or were you kind of like, no, I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool idea. I mean, I thought it was a cool idea. It just, the execution wasn't there, which I feel as though that could be said for a lot of the daily challenges for this season, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it also isn't necessarily a good thing. All right, we're gonna do this breakdown of Nany versus Gabby. We're just gonna jump into this at round 3. Now, Gabby was able to take the first round, Nany was able to take the second round, and the score right now is 1-1. This is match point, everyone, and what is at stake is a gold skull and your chance at $1 million. Both these women are going to be running after this ring faster than Sonic the Hedgehog in Green Hill Valley. This is the thing where whoever gets to the ring first in every single round won. So this is imperative to get a good start once TJ blows this horn. Now they are running after this ring, and that's when we get here, and we can see that Nany right here is at a point of ready to jump. She is so close to that ring. Whereas we can see over here, Gabby is too far away, but she can see that Nany is getting ready to jump. And Gabby, who's already like a couple of inches shorter than Nany, is going to take one more step and try to just do a miracle leap up to the ring to hopefully get it first. But we can see that Nany has a clear advantage because in this elimination, she is just so fast. Kind of like Sonic, gotta go fast. And so we're just gonna here play it out a little bit. And Nany clearly grabs it, and Gabby was like on the fingertips. We're gonna see Nany first go to her left, then she's gonna put on a spin move and go back to her right, and Gabby's gonna do this like zigzag Z movement, trying to keep Nany in front of her as she plays defense now, because Nany has some clear path right here. Now Nany, if she keeps on going to her right, she's gonna run out of bounds because Gabby has an angle on her, so she's gonna do this like stutter step in the sand, go to her left, and then she's gonna just blow past Gabby. Now Gabby is going to try to dive at Nany, right? She's gonna try to dive at Nany, but ultimately that's gonna leave her on the ground, and we can see I put some golden locks to show that that is Gabby on the ground, and that's gonna leave Fessy over on the sidelines here. Yep, that is Fessy. I'm drawing him, if you can't tell from the hair, that's his hair. He has a little tear because his boothang, as he likes to call Gabby in the confessionals, is leaving, and this is the note that he leaves her. Dear Gabby, once I'm done winning the finals, I'll come back for you. We're gonna let this play out, and here we have it. Right here, we have Gabby trying to tackle Nany, but she is at her like top half above her waist, which is too high. She has to go towards the knees if she wanted to get her on the ground. This is an arm tackle. Nany keeps her velocity, her momentum going straight forward to where she's just gonna easily shed this tackle from Gabby, leaving Gabby on the ground thinking to herself, why? Why didn't I go against Amber M in that hall brawl when I had the shot? And that's what she's going to be thinking about on the plane as well, because after she goes through this and Nany just blows past her, and Nany puts her ring on the pole, getting the match point, getting the gold skull, and Gabby is being sent home. Now let's go over some comments from my Thursday's review and recap, and the first comment comes from D. Turner, who says, these girls could choose Darrell, 4-time champ, CT, 3-time champ, Kyle, runner-up last season, and even Cory, but they're picking Fessy, who gassed out last final and has been focused more on kissing girls this season than the game. Make it make sense. I can't when Fessy got like dead last season. I can't do it. I can't make it make sense. I can't do it. It's illogical. The next comment comes from Dion, who says, this episode was sad to watch them keep tearing down Aneesa. I'm getting major deja vu from last season. Last season, everyone was worried that it was going to be a partner final when the whole season they were running the game as a solo. So now it's like they've been running the game mainly as partners. And yeah, I can see that coming back around. The next comment comes from Ivana, who says, why is no one talking about how Fessy has yet to prove himself, as they say? He literally gassed out in the final last season and got last place. Both his eliminations were physical ones against men half his size. Like he has no stripes, and I hate how everybody makes it seem like he does. This comment right here is cold, hard facts. I still think he has a lot to prove before I think he's hot stuff. The next comment comes from Michelle, who says, this might have been the lamest daily challenge ever. Everyone damn near gave up, and I feel like there should have been some sort of consequences. Now, I think drone control was way worse just for the sole fact that it had the same sort of results at the end where one team blew out the rest of them, except at least they had like people at least gagging a little bit in this daily challenge. The other one just had them standing there like, is it done? Is it over? The problem with the consequences is that they established that the consequences was taking away everybody's vote that didn't try, but when you look at the votes, there would have been no bearing on the results. I mean, everyone voted for Gabby and Cory to be the compromised agents, and it wouldn't have changed anything. And that's the frustrating part. The next comment comes from Moon City, who says, Aneesa really needs new friends. 100% true, and I have to say that I feel bad for Aneesa because she has to like hear everyone in the confessionals talk bad about her behind her back, even though they sound like they were saying all good stuff in front of her face, and then she has to relive everything because now she has to watch everything like in detail for the official challenge podcast. At least she has a platform to say her piece. It was Fessy, it was Kyle, it was Cory, it was the editors. Like everyone was against her. The next comment comes from Paris, who says, I'm so proud of Nany. So many people doubt her, even herself sometimes, but she came through. I was worried about Nany because she started crying before the elimination even began. I mean, she was out there and she started like welling up with tears and she had to like cut them off. It was like, come on, like don't do this to yourself. The next comment comes from Sanjay, who says, what was the point of holding the ball? Wasn't the goal was trying to get out the fastest? I don't get how that fit in with this challenge. 100%. I mean, when we start off with like, hey, hold the ball until I tell you not to, that was just major filler in my opinion. They just wanted to have it endurance. They wanted to like really mess with their minds with the lights and the noise. And they were like, okay, after this amount of time, then we can start with the task and eating. So I think it was more mental and endurance at that point when they were trying to start everything off. But yeah, it just really didn't fit in with the rest of the motif. The next comment comes from Sunny J Shorts, who says, am I the only one who hates it when they are able to help another duo out? No, there's a lot of people that are upset that they were able to help each other with the math problem. I'm not a huge fan of it, but if the producers and TJ, who are walking around this daily challenge, doesn't say anything, then it's fair game. The only thing I think about is what happens later. What happens when you're in the final and there's a math problem? Are you going to be looking for help from other teams? Like, they're not going to help you. And the final comment comes from Robin, who says, you know what is grinding my gears? 1, that the entire world lost it when Kara and Paulie formed a giant alliance, but no one is batting an eye at this Big Brother alliance with literally every single person in the house. 2, the lack of punishment for the lack of trying. 3, everyone's obsession with Fessy. 4, the players' rude comments to Aneesa. 5, the players' consistent belief that this final is going to be ran by these partner sets. What? This game is basically free agents. It's every man for themselves. I wouldn't be surprised if it were to be a Final Reckoning / Rivals 3 type deal. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for hosting the TED Talk in my comment section. I think there's a lot of people that don't like the Big Brother Alliance. Yes, the daily challenge was super boring, especially when they were like, we're not gonna eat this stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we could just vote in Gabby and Nany. Easy peasy. Don't understand the obsession with Fessy. Yes, Anissa was getting roasted the whole time. And you're right about not knowing what the finals are going to be. Yes, they've been running the daily challenges mainly as partners, but everything else has been solo. So we have no idea what the final is going to look like. I really do hope it is kind of like free agents where they keep on switching partners at every stage of the finals. I think that's the most fun. I think that would enhance the finals with a twist at the end that makes a lot more sense, because now you're a double agent with everything. Like everybody at every stage is a double agent because you helped out one person, but now you're helping out another person, helping out yourself. I think that would be so much fun to watch. But thank you for hosting your TED Talk on my comment section. Thank you to everyone who left a comment on my Thursday's review and recap. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think about this video? What did you think about this episode? What do you think is going to happen as we head closer and closer? Now that all the gold skulls are divvied out, what do you think is going to happen? Are the finals closer than we are thinking, or are we have a couple more episodes before we even get to the finals? And what do you think the final is going to be? Do you think it's going to be run in duos? Do you think it's going to be like switching off partners? What do you think is going to happen? Or solo games? What do you think is going to happen? Let me know that in the comment section below. But thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really soon with more Challenge 36 double agent content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.